Yes, the Miners Depot Network has once again taken over the airwaves and is back in action with another bag of Miners Depot Paydirt, video 2 of a 3-video series of Miners Depot Paydirt on the Miners Depot Network, which will be culminating in a giveaway at the end of all 3 bags, so stay tuned for that. But yes, it's good to be back once again in the gold. We've been slightly detained here for the last few weeks by Hurricane Ida. And as you can see, the old gold station took a bit of a beating, but it stood strong. But yeah, I just can't take that much water for that many days, and we're still getting torrential rain. We've had 3 to 5 inches in the last few days, and with more expected. But we are still in full disaster mode. It's 3 weeks, going on 3 weeks after now, and the cleanup's begun. The work is a lot of work ahead still, but I have power back on, full power to my house, so that brightens things up considerably, and we're ready to go. So I know John R. Prospecting had his video out just the other day, so if you haven't seen his $20 bag, check his out. If you haven't seen my video for a $20 bag, check that out. He's doing a giveaway as well, so he's not going to be giving away any secrets on the weight of his gold. So you can still check it out and see, get your ideas going. So you'll have a total at the end ready. Here we go. This is the $35 Miners Depot bag here, and once again, we went through this before, but this is our order slip here. It's $35 with $8.10, I believe it is, shipping, and that's shippings for each bag up to our $250 bag, which I believe was $16 shipping on that one. So I've never done a $35 bag on as Arizona or their Alaska here, so I'm very interested to see what it's going to yield. I have seen a bag done on this by Bill's Trash and Treasures by Jan, and she had a real good return on her bags. So it was a multi-bag order she'd gotten from them, so I think it was over like 1.1 grams that she got on a $35 bag of dirt. So very impressive. I said before, this is the first time I've gotten an order from Miners Depot where you do not see flakes of gold showing up on the outside of the bag when it arrives. And it's just the strangest thing out of all 3 bags, even the big $250 bag. Also, usually their dirt tends to be pretty moist and even condensates in the bag, and this one is not doing that. So it is a bit drier, but it's not dusty dry. So there we have. This is about 1.5 pound bag. The $20 bag was about a pound, a little over a pound. This is about 1.5 pounds to probably 1.75 pounds at that. And then my $250 bag weighed out at about 9.5 pounds. So that's going to be a big one to go through. So let us get right into it here. Set up Dingy Doris. She survived. She's a little rough around the edges, but she's good. Let's add some. That was one of my casualties of the hurricane on the gold station. Here was my jet dry. It got knocked over upside down with the cap not on tight, and it drained it out. It was about half full. So I put some Dawn dishwashing liquid in and diluted it down. So we're going to, hopefully that will carry as our surfactant to keep our fine gold from floating. And I already put some in my jug and my water bottle here. So we should be good to go, hopefully. We got the big Garrett sitting over here, but I think he'll probably stay in reserve until we're ready. Till we need him for the $250 bag, and I'm sure he'll get some use on that one. So let's just start out by dumping this out. If you saw the $20 bag, it was, as I said, it was a different dirt than what I'd received from my first Alaska order from them. It was, it did not nearly contain nearly the amount of crushed quartz and pyrite that the other bag had. But yeah, you can see it looks it looks damper than it outside the bag than it did inside the bag. We'll give it a little squirt here in between. It's pretty clean though. Set our card over here to the side. They don't send cards in the or stickers or anything like that in the orders anymore. These are, I had a couple of cards from my first order from them, and like I said, I guess they're just kind of roughing it up in Alaska, going with what they got. But yeah, you can see. I mean, it is not dry. There's no dust to it. So, and it's pretty well classified already. There's nothing really big in it at all. I mean, small pieces like that. So I think we will just go ahead and forego any kind of classifying, just like we did with the $20 stuff, and just move right along and get on with this panning, because I'm really anxious to see what this is going to weigh out to. From the look of John's bag that he had done on John R. Prospecting, he seemed to have a lot more fine gold in his than I did. And if you're not familiar, we had discussed getting some Miners Depot, and I told him I was planning on, I was going to move up to the $250 bag after my $100 video, which you can look in the link on the descriptions there for my other videos, and I'll put a link to my last $20 Miners Depot bag that'll be part of this guessing giveaway in the end of the video there, so you can go back and catch that one if you need to. And I'll put a link to his channel. I think I know how to add links. If not, it'll be, his address will be in the John R. Prospecting at YouTube at the bottom in the descriptions. But and I was telling him I was going to order this, I was going to get a multi-bag, and the 20, the 35, and the 250. And he's like, "Well, I'll let me know when you're going to order it, and I'll order some at the same time, and we can compare." And I was like, "Well, that sounds great." So we planned it out. We ordered it on the same day. Both our orders shipped out on the same day. Oddly enough, it took like 10 days for them to get the order out from Alaska to get it even to the started into the postal system. So it's not quick, and they're only going to be up there until October. And I'm not sure how far into October. I just knew they'd said that they would be packing it up in October. So time is limited if you want to get in on some of this Miners Depot Alaska gold. Of course, when they get back, they'll be doing their Arizona, and we'll be trying some of those bags, because I've only done one $20 bag of their Arizona stuff. All the stuff I've mostly been done is Alaska. Actually, I was probably one of the first orders that got in, because as soon as they arrived, I had had my order in. Like, they were barely in the door, and my order was up there for them. And it came out, pretty quick. I think I got it within about 2.5 weeks or so. But this one took, like I said, this order, it took about 18 days to get it. But so yeah, so John and I discussed it, and we decided to do this comparison. He's about 1,000 miles from me up north, but both of our orders arrived on the same day. Oh, watch out! Watch the camera here. I'm not paying attention to my frame, and I'm a little I'm out of practice. I haven't touched any gold or anything dirt for almost a month. My last Miners Depot video I recorded before the hurricane, about a week before, and we've been shut down for 3 weeks now. This is the 3rd week going in, so I'm after a month, I feel it's a little awkward being back on here. Got to get it back into the swing. So, but it's great to be doing it. It's like I said, I just got power on, and that's why I did. There's a list of. I just posted my last hurricane, Gold Guy versus Hurricane Ida video, wrapping up the kind of the end of it here with the power on, and how the city progressed over the last couple of weeks. After going through the first week, pretty detailed, showing all the damage and just the extreme destruction that occurred here. So Those are done, and I will be strictly going with the gold now. I think we're pretty well wrapped up. We're have about 90% of the city home is back up and running, and stores are opening, gas stations are opening, everything's power's up now. They were running on generators, but now with the power going throughout most of it, it's going to move a lot faster. This has been a really quick recovery compared to what the last Hurricane Gustav in 2008 did to this town and destroyed it, and how long it took to get even the most basic stuff back up and running. So there's some gold. There's some nice gold shining through there for our first little pan here. And that wasn't very much dirt in there either, so it'll be interesting to see what do we have here. But so yeah, it was kind of hard to want to play with gold whenever you're amongst the destruction and put out a video that wasn't kind of a bummer, just kind of going through the motions with it. So like I said, it was a big boost having the power back on finally, and having a lot of the work done that I've been doing, so I could actually focus on doing this. So let us see what we have here on the end of this. Like I said, I'm out of practice. I got to remember remember my procedures. That's the other thing, when you've done so many videos at a point, you kind of get to where you're going through them and you forget the basics of why I'm doing this to begin with, which is showing people, especially kind of people that tune in and are seeing gold videos for the first time, try to give them some details on what exactly is going on. But you tend to get a little comfortable, I think, doing it. And look at that. That's a nice little chunky piece of gold there on the, not like a lot of the times it's flat stuff that they have in here from Miners Depot. So we're going to go ahead and pull that up, get these out. Well, not squirt it back. Even my bottle skills have waned a bit over the last month. So again, though, in the previous stuff I got from them, it was loaded with fine flour gold and really fine mesh gold that you just have the little specks all over the pan when you get done, or whenever you do your swirl like that, and you could get that separation, you would see that gold showing up on the edges of the. There's a few little pieces there, but those aren't that's not flour. That's just some little bigger chunks that I'd washed around. But yeah, instead of it being caught up in this fine stuff right here like it normally is, it's just not there's just nothing showing up on that. It just seems strange to me that this stuff would be so devoid of it when the other stuff was so loaded with it. So that's our first pan in. So that's go with about that much again. And I'm going to work through this a little bit, and I'll be back shortly. Just something to show there before I proceed on. Look at all that organic matter that's in this stuff, though. That's the thing with Miners Depot. You definitely have that. Their stuff comes right out of the ground. Of course, they seed the gold in it, but the Paydirt that it's in itself is right out of the dirt, out of the cons they get. They run it through the trommel, the crusher, the trommel, and then or however the procedure is, and that's why so much of this, as you can tell, there's a lot of jagged pieces, jagged edges on this stuff from where it was crushed, rather than the river style rounded river stone, or the sandy, really sandy, gravelly type stuff that I at least associate with that. But so yeah, it's like I said, it's a whole different page. That first Alaskan stuff I had, it had so much crushed pyrite that as it would move around through that gold, you'd get all that sparkle, but there was actually flour gold in there as well. So it was very deceiving, or deceptive, trying to differentiate what you needed to clear out of the way and what you needed to hold. But that bottom line was that pyrite would move when the gold wouldn't, so it was just a matter of going real easy on that super fine stuff and getting it out, and that's just not an issue on this stuff at all. But and again, if you're watching this wondering what's going on, first thing you got to do is stratify your material so that it stays liquefied and pushes that gold down into this crack along the edge. And then you use these little riffles here that keep the gold from flowing out if it was to get past that first bottom lip. But if you're doing your stratification right in between your washing, that gold should never have a chance to really move out over that. Except sometimes you will get some of that fine stuff that will want to carry out along the edges if it's really a silty material that at least that's what I've noticed on some of the ones that I've done like that. But that's really not the case with this stuff. But it does flow very, very easily. But so I guess we'll go ahead and finish this one off since we've been chatting through. As long as we're still here, need to give a shout out to M&M Prospecting for doing their, I guess by now it's already gone on the time I posted this, their giveaway for Ron F's family. He lost his father, and there's been a couple of channels that are been doing raffles and giveaways to help the family. And Ron F's a great guy, and he's been a really, really strong supporter of my channel, and we really appreciate it. And it has our condolences, and just the way the whole gold panning community on YouTube has come together for him is really nice. It really inspiring, and really good people. So that's just wanted to mention that. I'll put I can't remember now. There was another giveaway last week. I think might have been AU guys, or I'll have to look. I'll look and see and put a note here on the video when I see. But they raised some pretty good amount of money for the family too, as I recall. And there's a lot of channels that have donated to it. LXR, Indiana Creek, I think Nine Finger Mining, and Dead and Dead, if I'm not mistaken. Just about everybody that has puts out Paydirts has or coins has donated something to try to help him out. So there's some he's got some good stuff that was coming up on this weekend for $10 a try. So we just wish the best for his family, and getting through that. So now let's see here. I was hoping there might be a little bit of that flower gold showing up there, but nothing yet. But that's some finer stuff showing up in there right there. So again, it's a $35 bag. So normally you wouldn't be expecting to see a whole lot of gold on a $35 bag, but Miners Depot is not a normal company, and I've said it before. They're the company that breaks the rules, and the rule is don't buy Paydirt that does not have a guaranteed weight to it. And companies that sell that are the ones that you get 0.06 and 0.09 grams of gold on a $20 or $30 bag, and you're never going to get that with Miners Depot on their worst bags. I don't think there's ever been anything below 85 or 89% ROI. And all right, we're at the bottom of another pan. That last one I was going back through, and I actually did find a few. I'm afraid that my jet dry substitute might be a bit diluted. I think some of my gold was actually moving on me there, and getting carried away more than it normally would with the real jet dry, or not just squirting an actual drop of dishwashing liquid straight in rather than diluted like I have it. But I just hate the bubbles, blocking stuff. They get in the way more than the dark dirt. I wasn't sure those little pieces there look kind of garnet like. They seem kind of red. I did find this one. I think that's a garnet there. It feels heavy and dense. It's just I'm used to the pretty polished ones that I have from Gold Nugget sales, and that seems kind of crude. But so yeah, that's swapping that around a bit much. You might hear a little commotion in the background. The garbage trucks have started running at random days. Today is not our normal pickup days, but we will take it when we can get it. So we're glad to have that operating now. Now my question is about the mail, because I really wanted to order those. Vendetta had his 5 bags of giant nugget gold that he made available, and man, I was really tempted. I just wanted to get some of that, and but between that much for one bag, and I need to be beefing up a few bags to keep the channel going here because I'm running low, but also the fact that I'm just not comfortable running that much. It was $380 per bag, and I just don't trust the mail. I barely trust it whenever it's operating at full, normal capacity. But in this situation, after the hurricane, when the depots or the mail stations are, they're getting ripped off basically, and I'm gonna have to wait a little while. I've got a new scale ordered that's coming in. So it has the .000, that extra 0 for the gold weigh-in on the giveaway. So it's not going to be that easy with just .00, whatever. You're going to have to get that third 0 in there figured out as well. So, but also it gives me a chance to test the mail and see if I even get this in. It's a lot better to risk, $30 than it is 380 or even 100, for an order, because usually you're going to get 2 bags, just for the postage thing. So that's minimum at least $120 for the kind of bags I usually get. I haven't been getting too many of those little 20 or 30, smaller bags lately. But so yeah, that's the plan now, is to see what that comes in. But I saw Mike did a video the other day, and he that's what he said, that he was down to 1 bag. I think it was yesterday. Today's Friday, so. But you can see more of it showing up there. That I think I may need to go get my dishwater bottle, dish soap, and just put a drop straight in here, because I don't think the diluted version is really cutting it. Or maybe it is, and I'm just I'm out of practice and slopping it around. I'm having a hard time keeping focused on keeping my pan in frame and looking for the fine gold. And it's amazing how quickly you can lose your usual procedures whenever. I've done quite a few videos, but I'm still haven't been doing it that long. So stopping for a month after doing it every, at least a couple of times a week usually for the last 3 or 4 months, threw me off my game. But yeah, there's a few more little specks showing up here. So maybe this $35 bag is going to have a little extras. So all right, I'm going to scrutinize this more deeply, and we'll be back at the next one. All right, we're back around to the bottom of another pan here. I saw some nice looking little chunks there peeking through. So let's see. I was wanting to do a magnet test, but I can't find my magnet, and I'm pretty sure I left it stuck to a pole on the house. I was tearing down some aluminum carport, and I was testing some of the metal for magnetism, just figuring out what was aluminum and not. And I'm pretty sure I left it stuck on the pole. I just went over and looked, and it's gone. So I'm hoping the people that live there saw this big steel bolt, 8-inch bolt sticking out of the pole on a magnet, and didn't throw it away. Thinking maybe it's the guy that was over here working. So I'm going to have to investigate on that. So, but as you can see from this, that there is very little black sand showing up at the bottom of this. So Miners Depot, as a rule, does not have very much magnetite. The earlier bags had a lot of hematite that added to the challenge of getting all that super fine gold out. But this stuff just seems to, like I said, it's totally probably from a totally different spot from where I'd gotten my first bags from them up there over 2 months ago. They're, it makes sense that they would not be still in the same spot they were from then. So I'm sure it changes up. So, but that's a nice little cluster there out of that. At the bottom of the next to the last pan of our $35 Miners Depot bag. You may notice you have not heard the rooster, and I was expecting they've been coming. This is the time when they come back over in the evening to eat. My neighbors, if you haven't seen my other videos, there's a rooster that would crow in the background of a lot of my last videos that I've been doing from the neighbors had gotten two houses over from me, and they're talking, messing this up, and they just left them after the storm, and they saw me out in the yard about a week. It was almost a week after the storm, then last Sunday, and came running over looking for food, I guess. So I had some oats that I gave them, and some popcorn and stuff like that I went and, the only thing I could get was more Quaker Oats. And last week the Walmart opened with the generator, so I was able to get them a 40-pound bag of chicken scratch. So they've been coming. I feed them in the morning and the evening, and give them some bread in between. You're not supposed to feed them much bread, but they can have a piece or two between. There's 8 of them, a rooster and 7 hens, and but I haven't seen them since this morning, and I think the neighbors over there might have come back and loaded them up finally, because I'm usually by now they're out here, and he's crowing, and I was gonna pan over to them because they come right to my doorstep here and immediately eat. Like I said, a couple of them eat the bread out of my hand. They really like the bread, but so yeah, I'll miss them. I was kind of hoping that they'd just not come back and get them, and I was gonna fix them up a little coop. But I mean, for 7 hens is a pretty big, nesting area to have to build. So theirs was destroyed. The trees sitting on top of it over there, and their nesting boxes are all spread out around the yard with hay still in them. But they weren't using them because they're just exposed. I actually went over and kind of moved them closer to where the rubble of their old place was, and just to, try to give them some normalcy if they wanted to go back and lay some eggs. But is that a garnet? I'm not sure if that could be a garnet. I don't know. But that last pan, I was able to, when I went back through, I did find, just like that, numerous little individual, I'm moving away, specks here and there that would come up from the swirl in it, but just few and far between. Just like that one, a random one there, and another one up there. So, one more little pan to go, and we will dump out and see what we've got. Should be a nice little, pretty good pile, though. And here we have the final pan. So let's just get an eye full of this and wrap it up. There we go. That popped it. Again, there's a lot of these little, I don't know if those are garnets that are small and dark like that. They seem to have that jimmy, glassy feel sound to them when you rub them together, more so than rocks, kind of. But I'm just not sure. But yeah, that's looking like a pretty little pile there. I was realizing that part of my issue I'm having is I'm not used to this new tripod I'm using. All my other videos have been done with the tripod sitting here on the gold stand and me standing behind it here on the thing. But on this one, my tripod's too wide. The base is too wide to sit on the table, so it has to sit on the ground, which puts me standing behind it, reaching out over the gold station here. So it's harder to keep everything in frame and in the same positioning like I was used to from my other videos, because all my position's wrong, and I haven't gotten used to this yet. So it's just kind of awkward from what I'm always been used to, and then not doing it, like I said, for a month, I kind of default back to the old tripod procedure as opposed to the new one. And so I apologize if I get out of frame here from time to time while I'm looking at the pan. I can't keep the camera in my gaze at the same time and field of view like I used to do. But this is is so far superior of a tripod to what I had, and the way it operates and can be adjusted, and the move the camera head around. So it's like I said, it's really nice. John R. Prospecting sent me a link to it, and I got it. And it's been great. All right, let's crack this puppy open and see what she's got for us here. I know I picked up a lot of extra sand when I was sucking this stuff up. Like I said, there's a lot of little whitish, gold-looking type particles that move close to like gold, but a little easier than they should to be gold. But I picked up a lot of those just rather than because they'd be right near some gold or something, rather than risking missing anything. Like I said, I just grabbed it all. So that's what we're looking at right there. And there is some black sand. You can see that I did get some. There is some fine gold mixed in there with it that I was able to pick up piece by piece. So that's our. I don't have any sunlight. I mean, it's not late in the day, but it's just an overcast day. Like I said, we're in between rain showers. So, but there you have it. I'm gonna go through and clean this out good, and then go back through the tailings thoroughly, and we'll dry it up and get a look at it inside and get a weight. Oh no, we won't get a weight. But you can get a good look at it and add it to your total that you think I had from the first video, and then get ready for that 250 coming up. So like I said, I'm gonna clean this up and we'll be back. Well, all right. We have a pan full of dried Miners Depot gold, and it makes a pretty nice little pile of gold there. So let's go ahead, slide her down, and we're gonna do like we always do, and on a paper screen, dump it on our usual paper here. I guess I should keep it where you can see it when I'm doing it. All right. There we have us a nice little pile of our Miners Depot Gold here. Let me put it. The scale is not on, of course, but like I said, just for reference, if you watch my videos, I always use the same piece of paper. You can see that's, I got all the sand out of it. That's nothing but pure gold. Pure gold. And it's nice. It looks good. Let me see how I can get it better. Get a good shot of this here. This camera tends to be pretty good on the zoom ins if you get it in the right position. But there we have it, and it's got a nice little chunk there. I mean, you can see from the toothpick, all these are small pieces. We don't really have anything that you would consider. I mean, a couple of those would be pickers. You could pick them up, but they're flat and hard to get a hold of. But it's a pretty little bunch of gold there. A couple of specks of sand that I can only see through this zoom in lens, but they don't add up to anything. So, oh, that's the split toothpick there. But all right, well, there you have it, my friends. That is our $35 bag of Miners Depot Gold. So, as I said, we're going to be doing a giveaway on this for guessing the weight at the end of the last video, number 3 with the $250. Let me see if I can get a better shot of this. All right, there's a pretty good zoom in shot of it to show the, I mean, it's got some, there's some pieces with some nice nice character to them. Most of it's really flat and thin, but there are some, like I said, you can see like that's some chunky, I can't see what I'm doing here, but it's too small in the back there. But yeah, so there we have it. So again, we're going to wait until the last video. You can make a guess for the weight on the comments of the $250 bag video. And it's going to be 1 comment per person. You have to be subscribed. And again, this is my first giveaway doing any of this, so I'm still, I guess we'll maybe leave it on for, number one, you're not going to want to leave any comments in the live stream chat section, because that does not stay. I don't have any way to recover that. So you can, whenever it always comes up, YouTube just does that for premieres. It'll have a live chat option where people can watch it and chat as the video's going on, and then after that, the comments come up after the video. So that would be the suggestion. Do not comment on the chat while it's live. Wait till the video's over, then go into the comment section where it'll be permanent and leave your guess. And like I said, I've got a new scale coming, so it'll be 0.000 to guess the weight within 3 digits past the gram weight. And like I said, I'm not sure if we'll leave it up for 24 hours and then pick whoever gets closest if no one hits it on the head. That's still going to be figured out. But since it's for my Miners Depot network and my breaking 50 subscribers, I'm thinking this is going to be a ½ gram bag of this Miners Depot gold that you're seeing me recover on this now, in a bag with Miners Depot dirt, plus some maybe a couple little extra surprises, and maybe something with a little extra punch added to it. So it'll be not strictly Miners Depot, but it will be the theme behind it. So and then maybe a second prize will be a ¼ gram bag, and for a third prize, I'm thinking maybe just I'll pack up one of my big vials of if I can get it in here, of garnets. There's not this one. This is the one that's got my sound. That's a little piece of actually polished turquoise that was in it. But it'll be a vial full of some of the cool polished garnets that make a pretty neat little display. So that's what I'm planning right now. Don't hold me to it as gospel, but that's kind of what I'm shooting for at this point. And maybe if you win the gold and you don't want pay dirt, you could have the option of just getting the 0.5 gram in a vial by itself. Maybe do that, because I know there's a lot of people that watch this that don't actually pan for gold. They enjoy seeing it and doing it, but they wouldn't really be set up or want to be trying to pan out for the first time to get, especially the gold the dirt that I'm going to be making up for this. So that'll be an option too, if you win and you would rather just have the gold itself without having to go through the pay dirt part of it. We could do that too. But I think it's going to be fun, and that should be interesting. Like I said, it's going to be one guess per person, and if you guess multiple times, the first guess that you make will be the one that's assigned to you. And I'll be, whenever it comes up, if I guess I'll leave comments in the description as we go along. If someone hits it, or maybe if nobody's hitting it and they're close, I'll start leaving you a little clue in the description or something to help you along, because like I said, it won't be that easy when you add that extra 0 on the scales. My scales just would make it too easy. 0.00 doesn't give you enough. 0.000 is going to be a little more challenging. So with that, I think that we'll end this commandeering of this channel by the Miners Depot Network for this time. And stay tuned for John R. Prospecting's video coming out next on this $35 bag. And I believe he's going to try to get it out pretty quick. And then when we do the $250 bag, we'll probably try to time it where the dude just works insane hours, and his time is so hard. He has to do his videos kind of in between when he gets home from work and before he has to go back to work. And he has very little time between, so you got to cut him a little slack whenever he's trying to get his videos in. But he was saying he was going to try to get his 20 and his 35 done. He got this 20 done. He's going to try to get his 35 done maybe this weekend and have it ready by the first next week. So that way, that would put us on doing the 250 probably next weekend. And then the fourth video that'll come out after the 3 bags will be the announcing the winner video and showing the actual weights. So that being said, thank you so much, and I think that'll cover it for now. We once again return control of your set to you, completing this second broadcast from the Miners Depot Network. So until the next time when we choose to return, this has been the Miners Depot Network.